Good morning, welcome to my channel, welcome to Jessica's channel. Today I'm going to talk about boundaries, setting clear boundaries, understanding why maybe you don't want to set boundaries and where that might stem from. So welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about all things spirituality, all things love, all things light. And let's jump right in. So boundaries. As human beings, as spirits, as people who are living this life, we need to understand what is ours and what is not ours. And in order to do that, we need to really be clear on the energy that we need to know ourselves. We need to know and decide who we are. We need to know the energy that we carry and the vibration that we are. And we need to know when in environments that is not aligning with who we are, and that is when you set a clear boundary and you draw a line in the sand and you say that is not mine and I don't accept that. This is a great example of when you are maybe going to the grocery store and you feel like there's a lot of emotion, you feel other people's energy. This happens a lot with people who are empaths or people who are just highly sensitive people. But it's about not taking that energy on. It's about recognizing that it's not yours, seeing it and being able to release it and connecting back to your energy. It's about not being a victim to other people's energy or where they're at in life or how they're reacting. Another good example is if you're walking down the street or you come across someone and they're very angry and you didn't do anything, it wasn't your fault, they're just angry and they want you to also be angry. They want to put that on you and they're projecting that on you and they want you to be in their misery and in their vibration. And you could either scoop down and go to their vibration and just be angry that they were mean to you or that they yelled at you or whatever it may be, or you can set your boundary, detach, acknowledge that is on them and that has nothing to do with you, and you can let it go, just let it fall off your shoulder and you can continue to move on with your day. Boundaries are so important, and empaths especially have a hard time setting boundaries because in childhood where you grew up, or you maybe saw this around in your home, you saw that in order for you to be seen or heard, you needed to give to everyone else before you could give to yourself. A lot of self-sacrifice, or a lot of maybe there was a parent that was overbearing or that really was a dictator in a way in your life, where he very controlling and you didn't want to be like that when you grew up, so you allow people to maybe walk all over you, or you're a people pleaser because you want people to like you and you think that's the only way that you're going to have people to like you. But as we all know, the only way to connect to your true soul family, to the true people that see you and that love you, is for you to be yourself. If you're not being yourself, how are people supposed to know who you truly are and what your truth is, what your light is? And you're doing yourself such a disservice by not being true to yourself, because it's a beautiful thing to see yourself. When you walk in truth, you're walking in so much love. You're walking in your confidence, in your essence, in your light, in the things that you love. You just light up a room. And when you hide yourself and when you are making yourself small in order to accommodate other people, or doing it because you think that it's going to make people like you, it really detaches you from your true self, from your whole being, your mind, body, and soul. It's really about liking yourself first, knowing who you are, connecting to that love within, knowing that you are this radiant light, and everything else that is telling you that you are not loved, that isn't in support of your greatest good, that isn't in alignment with the way that God sees you, is not your truth. It's not. And it's about having the courage to speak up for yourself and to know that everyone that is meant for you is going to find you, and it is a true blessing to repel and to remove people from your life that don't love you for you being you. When you do that, that is such a great blessing. I think of the skunk medicine, which is really repelling those, as it's a gift. It's a trait to have, where that you are so authentically yourself that you repel those that don't see you for you, that don't have eyes to see your beauty, your light, because there's no need for them in your life. When you accept yourself, you stop attracting people who don't see you, because you just don't resonate with them. You love yourself so much that there is nothing that they can say or that they can do that will shift you from continuing to see your truth and your love. And it's really about also setting those boundaries within yourself, because as we know, the world that we live in is just, the universe is a mirror. It's mirroring back to us what we believe about ourselves. And when we're able to go within, and when we're able to detach and let go of those limiting beliefs, of the idea that you're not worthy, that you are not strong enough to speak up for yourself, that you can't do something, when you break through those barriers and those limitations, you start to see just how free you are and just how you can accomplish anything that you want. Your spirit is so strong, and you realize that the only limitations are in your mind. When you break down these barriers, you really start to understand that the boundaries that you choose to create from then on and then forward are only there to uplift you and to continue to keep you in God's kingdom, keep you in your own inner kingdom, and keep you being your best authentic self. It's a lot of self-love. It's really knowing what is for you and what is not for you, and being okay with letting go of the things that are not for you, because you know that they're only going to be harmful. And you don't want to harm yourself, and you don't want to put yourself through situations that you see no benefit in. And when you really start to be discerning in this way, you start to really build yourself. You start to really create the most beautiful, authentic, loving version of yourself, because you're able to really see what is working for you and what is not, and you connect to that self-love, and you start to add to your days and to do more of the things that light you up and that you just absolutely adore. You start to follow your passion more. You start to really radiate in your light, because you are walking with truth and you're walking with love. And when you're walking with your authenticity and when you're true to yourself, you radiate this magnetism. You exude confidence and knowingness and so much love, because energy doesn't lie. When you're being true to yourself, and when you're following what you love, and when you're authentically just being you, being who God created you to be, then there is really nothing else that can shift you from that and can remove you from your groundedness and from your truth. It's really about understanding that God gave you exactly the body, the mind, the soul that you have in order for you to come into alignment with it. And boundaries are one of the most important ways for you to do that. It's getting so clear about who you are and who you are not. Sometimes people think it's really about knowing, well, I'm this and I'm that, but the majority of it is endings. It's being so committed to who you are and knowing who you are not, that really make you and really build and create the person that you really want to be. It's knowing, no, I'm not that. I choose to not do that because it's not going to benefit me. It's about you being really discerning and being able to see exactly where that decision and that action is going to lead. And that's not to say that you're going to know all the answers, that you're not going to make mistakes, because we're human, we're going to make mistakes, but it's about trusting yourself and being decisive and setting the boundaries, that anything that is not connected to love, anything that is taking away from you, is not part of your life anymore. And using your voice and being very clear on where those boundaries are, and when you need to cut something short, when you need to speak up for yourself and you need to remove yourself from a situation, or when you even need to tell yourself that those limiting beliefs are not true. It's being so clear on what you are saying to yourself, the thoughts that you're thinking, the people that you are around, what you're hearing, and really detaching from the things that no longer serve you and that no longer are building and adding to the person that you want to be. I hope that was helpful. I will see you next time. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.